Practically everyone who wants to get a patent on an invention wants to make money off their invention. Otherwise, what's the point? In this video, we'll give you some general tips, strategies, and ideas on how to sell your invention. First of all, there are two types of inventors. Those who want to sell or license their patents to a large corporation and let them handle the manufacturing, promotions, etc. However, other inventors plan to sell directly to the public or to OEMs. One of the things you'd bear in mind is that some companies are reluctant to purchase a patent for a product where the marketability of that product is unknown. Keep in mind that companies can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in advertising, marketing, and manufacturing before they turn a profit on many products. However, if you're able to actually sell your product on your own, create a buzz and strong demand for your new invention, related companies in your industry will definitely take note. At that moment, a company can gain a more accurate assessment of your product, and you'll be able to sell or license your patent for a lot more money. So if you're a solo inventor, or you'd like to sell your own product, at least initially, you're in luck. The truth is that there's never been a better time to sell your own products successfully with minimal to no help at all. With the internet, advertising costs are plummeting and evening the playing field for solo inventors. Moreover, the number of advertising options are exploding. Make no mistake about it, there is a gold rush of opportunities, and many people who sell their own products online are modern-day 49ers. We'll briefly introduce you to different methods of advertising and marketing your product. They are online advertising and social media, retail, TV, radio, print magazines, trade journals and newspapers, trade shows, editorials, celebrity endorsements, customs and standards. Arguably, the most cost-effective method of advertising today for many, but not all products, is online advertising. Of course, the key to success here lies in the execution. Some of the most popular services include Google AdWords, Yahoo, Bing, CNN.com, ESPN.com. The pros for online advertising are manifold. First, you can name your budget for advertising. You can literally set your budget to 1 penny or run it up to millions of dollars. By way of contrast, many print media advertisements have set budgets starting around $10,000 and up. Second, you can also begin your media campaign in a matter of minutes. No kidding, it's that easy. Whereas with some other media, it could take weeks to months. In addition, you're able to use precision tools in order to target key demographics and essentially pick your customer. Third, and perhaps most importantly, you can unearth extremely valuable information, who your customers are, and you can get an idea where they live, their age, income, etc. with some online media. But unfortunately, as they say, you have to take the good with the bad. There are some significant problems with online advertising as well. Perhaps the biggest problem is click fraud. This happens when a competitor or possibly the advertiser through their proxies click on your site with no intention of purchasing your product. This can result in massive losses if not properly monitored. The good news is that Google takes click fraud seriously and has instituted a wide array of sophisticated algorithms and other tools to minimize click fraud. Another drawback is that online advertising is a skill, and it's basically like one really long science experiment. Those entrepreneurs who can master this system can make a lot of money. However, if you don't like the experimentation process of online advertising, it's definitely not for you. Another problem is that the word has gotten out about online advertising, and as a result, competition is far more fierce than before. Therefore, keywords, which were once considered niche, soon become jam-packed with competitors. One of the most traditional forms of selling your products is through retail stores. And if you're just starting out, you may want to ask some store owners if they'd accept your product on consignment. In other words, they don't actually buy it from you, you just leave the product at their store, and if it sells, they take their cut and you receive the rest. When it comes to TV, radio, print media, including magazines, trade journals, and newspapers, it can be about as certain as a night at the craps table. Although this media can produce enormous results, it often produces bug busts. One tip is to start small and do your homework. If small advertising campaigns don't work, larger campaigns won't work either. Don't double down on a loser. Another tip is to ask for rate card. Rate card is essentially the wholesale rate, if you will, that advertisers will charge to large companies that purchase a lot of ads through their company. Often this rate card discount can be anywhere from 50 to 90% when purchased through a print buying agency. This tactic is so effective that some companies or corporations will even go so far as to set up a separate print buying agency within their own company. One strategy employed by some is to simply send in a check for a particular piece of advertising near the drop-dead deadline before they go into publication and ask for the rate card. So if you want an ad that normally costs $1,000, you can possibly get it 80% off. Essentially, you'll be telling them you'll take it or leave it. This tactic does not always work, but it's been effective for some. Another good idea is to enter trade shows. Here you can introduce your product to the world and get your name on the map. There are a lot of different trade shows. The most popular and well-known is CES in Las Vegas, which takes place in January of each year. But there are also cigar conventions, solar conventions, comic book conventions, sports conventions, and other novelty conventions. If you can think of it, they've got a convention for that. Another great way to get exposure for your product is to get editorial or news coverage for your product. This can be a TV interview, a magazine interview, and the like. Of course, this may be difficult. One piece of advice is to create a story about your product and how it changed your life or someone else's life. You can also tell and package your life story in such a way that it may interest a journalist and his or her viewers. It may be best to have a third party pitch the idea to the journalist. You can also hire a celebrity to endorse your product. Through a celebrity broker, you can hire a famous person to endorse your product. And some celebrities are not as expensive as you might think. One last method is through the standards or customs. For instance, if you invent a great new construction tool that can reduce injuries in the workplace, you could possibly pitch your product to an industrial agency. If they agree that your product is indispensable and can save money or injuries, they can require your product to be used on all projects.